Phil, the Old Mutual and Student Investor are connecting to the country's youth in a new and exciting way that has never been done before. The company has introduced a new money culture which will change the cycle of students understanding and applying and practicing responsible investments. They have put together a musical competition, yes, a music competition, that sees students through the financial challenges they face. For more on this, we're joined by the Head of Educational Investment, John Nyika, and from a student organization, Karidis Chincholo. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
John, let's start with you. The idea of combining something that's popular culture at the moment with the really serious issue of investment.
Yeah. You see, when you talk to the youth, you need to adopt a mechanism that resonates with the youth, and we need to find a creative way of being able to disseminate the information and cultivate new habits around savings to students, and that's why we in partnership with Student Investor came up with a concept of launching an online audition where people can rap about responsible money management behavior and so on.
You know, one of the things, Karidis, let me bring into this conversation, because I think we don't really think of young people and investment, because I think the landscape has always been skewed towards a more mature person who's at a certain level. But this is really the right approach to get young people at a very early age to think about their future, but from an investment perspective.
Yeah, I think our ethos has always been to encourage young people to start saving from an early age. So if you can learn to save 1 rand when you have 10 rand and 10 rand when you have 100 rand, we inculcate a culture of savings. And I think the general assumption in the country has been you teach people about savings once they start having a salary.
Yes.
So we want to build the culture from an early age within young people. And I think in the future we'll start seeing the change in South Africa's savings rates.
I want to ask this question around that culture of saving, because a lot of people think you need to have thousands of rands at the end of every month in order to build that nest egg, but that's really not the truth.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's why it's important that we encourage the youth to start saving early. They've got an advantage of time in their hands.
Which the three of us don't have. Maybe
absolutely, yeah. So, and that's why it's important to actually find mediums where students can learn and have fun at the same time. I mean, the response we received from 14 universities that we were streaming live was overwhelmingly positive, and we're getting actually more demand from other universities to say, look, I mean, please include us if you do this again.
Okay, so who's the brainchild of putting music and money together? I mean, they've always gone together, but whose brainchild was it? How are you involved in this project?
So we've been doing financial education across universities in South Africa since 2013. When we were at the University of Cape Town, we realized that financial institutions were teaching financial education in a very boring way, which is why students were not interested in it. So we started coming up with really cool, funky ways of getting young people engaged in the content and getting involved. And one big thing that's going around now is hip-hop culture with the whole 90% thing. And if you want to reach out to young people, you don't bring an old guy who's grey and is going to come and tell them to save their money. Rather get them to speak.
So we're not going to get John.
We're not getting John. So rather get them to speak to their peers and in a language that they understand, which is hip-hop through rhyming and so forth. And I must say the response we received is quite overwhelming. And if you get a Questa or an MT to come and say, guys, save your money, because a lot of the time these are the same guys that say blow your money. So we wanted to kind of
get married with
bring us into it. Yeah.
Okay, so I know the winner's already been crowned because that was voted by through the process. What was it about the rap or the winning rap that stood out for you? What boxes did it tick, John?
I think from a content point of view, I mean, the winner was very spot on around the kind of responsible messages on being able to manage your money responsibly, messages around savings, and very creative. I mean, he went as far as producing a video. And we actually acknowledge that, and that's probably one of the reasons he received such an overwhelming support from his fans who actually were following him and voted him on Twitter.
Is this competition running for the first time or?
Yes, so this year was the pilot. We're actually testing it out. and the response that we've received has been massive. So next year we're hoping to go out into more universities, into FET colleges, and just keep inculcating that culture. We've received numerous responses from several universities saying we also want to be included. So next year it's going to be bigger and it's going to be much, much better.
And from a demographic perspective, was it represented, or is there still work to be done in certain demographics?
No, it was certainly represented. I mean, we had such huge turnouts across all 14 universities. I mean, in one university we're told there was close to 2,000 students. Remember, we were streaming live and you know, connecting to all other 14 universities, even though the main act was adverse. And this is what I call financial education with swag. You know, so you know, it's financial. You can call it hip-hop financial education, and I believe this was a historic moment for South Africa by engaging students in a manner that's really fun. And I mean, if you look at the messages on Twitter, if you search hashtag OMGWAP, you'll see what the students are saying about the whole concept and what they've learned. Yeah.
John, unfortunately, we've got to wrap this interview. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, John Enyika is the head of educational investor at Old Mutual, joined by Karidis Chinchulo, who is from Student Investor, talking us about a brand new initiative that gets young people thinking about how to save their money and also about their future. So good on you. Thousands of students turned out. Apparently they're doing it again. Hopefully my director Naizi will also audition. We are young, so maybe we'll audition for that young at heart. Okay, we take it out. We're back after this.